Alex Kaczynski, a New York Times reporter, states that culture is undergoing a shift from the power of words to the power of images. Looking perfect has become a mark of feminine achievement and worth. We all age, and with age becomes those fine lines called wrinkles. Some people choose to erase those wrinkles with the chemical Botox. After taking a microbiology class, I became increasingly interested in this bacteria and did further research with it. Botox may seem like an interesting drug, but it's very dangerous and should not be taken lightly. Today, I'll talk about the history of what Botox is, its uses, and the dangers of it. Botox is short for the bacteria botulism. In the article Botulism, Where Are We Now?, Zane and colleagues stated that a German physician, Justinus Kerner, found the first symptoms in the early 18th century. And in a 25-year time span, he found over 230 cases of it, which he narrowed down to the improper preservation of a blood sausage production, which eventually gave it its scientific name, Clostridium botulinum. And botulus in Latin means sausage. This bacteria is anaerobic, which means it doesn't like oxygen, and it's found in soil and aquatic sediments worldwide. But it's actually not the bacteria itself that is so deadly. It's the neurotoxin its spores produce that is poisonous. Kerner hypothesized a therapeutic use for it, but it wasn't until 1949 when the mechanism of it was discovered. This is a neuron and a muscle, and the neuron has synaptic vesicles, which are in blue, and they hold acetylcholine, which is the green dots. And the synaptic vesicles merge with the neuron ending and release it through exocytosis, and then the acetylcholine is attached to the receptors, which then trigger movement. With botulism mixing, the botulism molecule attaches to a receptor site on the neuron, and it doesn't allow the synaptic vesicles to merge with the ending site of the neuron, and so therefore it can't release acetylcholine. The receptors don't get the acetylcholine, and the muscle is paralyzed. Botulism can spread to other neurons, and unless those certain parts of the neuron are unexposed, the neurotoxin is permanent, which means you're basically paralyzed. After the mechanism was understood, a variety of medical applications popped up. There are many uses, but only a few are approved by the FDA and research proven to be effective. This picture was found in an article by Dr. Tracy, and this is what a vial of botulism looks like, and this is the one where they inject for the wrinkles. But the popular use for it being a wrinkle diminisher was just approved in 2002, so it's a relatively new advancement. The Harvard Women's Health Watch article on Botox explained that the first practical application was found in 1959. And this was to treat misaligned eyes, abnormal squinting, and eyelid twitching. It's also been proven effective for focal dystonias, which is a neurological disorder which is when a specific group of muscles, the focal point of the name, contract involuntarily. Also myofascial pelvic syndrome, which is when muscles contract and spasm of the pelvic floor, and it causes many irritating symptoms. Also excessive sweating, and there's a few other unusual conditions that it's been approved for. The problem is that once a drug is approved, physicians are allowed to use it at their discretion. Numerous treatments are logical, but they're not studied and researched for their effectiveness and safety. One of the most popular uses is tension headaches and migraines. And research later showed that it's not better than a placebo, and the American Academy of Neurology advises against using it for this reason and the lack of research of possible side effects and also the expense. Other unapproved uses include treating cerebral palsy, tremors, ringing in the ears, teeth grinding, constipation, low back pain, incontinence, overactive bladder, and hair loss, just to name a few. So then why is it so bad, you might be asking? Well, it's very, very dangerous. In the article, Fake Botox, Real Threat, published by the Scientific American, they stated that it is the deadliest substance known to science. In fact, it's grouped in the world's most lethal biological weapons, which includes smallpox, anthrax, and the plague. Like many other medicines, there is a counterfeit market for it. And a study by Ipsen investigators found that 80% of these counterfeit products had some, but obviously varying, concentrations of botulism toxin in them. This is an extremely hard to control substance as well because it's natural and found everywhere and requires only a little bit of knowledge in microbiology on how to grow bacteria, and also it doesn't require any special equipment. A very small concentration is used medically, but still major problems can occur. The Harvard's Women Health Watch explained that the FDA has given botulism the black box warning, which is the highest that the FDA can label something. This is due to the fact that the toxin can spread to unintended parts of the body, causing unintentional botulism symptoms, including difficulty swallowing and breathing. In a study by Davis and colleagues, there is also the fact that in some circumstances, body state information can affect judgment, knowledge, and experience. So therefore, if you receive Botox in your face and there's no facial feedback because of muscle paralysis, it may influence your emotional experience. I wouldn't be injecting the deadliest poison for vanity, but in the end, it's up to you. Today I gave you some information to try to persuade you not to get Botox injections. I gave you a brief history of the bacteria, a list of approved and unapproved uses, and why it is so dangerous. Samantha Jones, a Sex and the City's character, stated in the first season of the show, "I feel the same way about Botox, painful and unnecessary." But if you do end up using it, whether to treat a medical symptom or erase those fine lines, make sure you research your doctor and where it comes from. Thanks.